everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of Down South, Up North. I'm joined by Gabe and Kyle. Boys, how is it going? It's been a wild week of sports, but we're finally back.
Feels good to be back. Feels good to be back, Matt. Feels good.
It does. Alright, without further ado, I'm very excited to hop into the athletic room. Okay, so we had this whole plan. Before the show, we were going to do something. How did we end up here? The NFL, a lot of talk. But got into a little bit of a pre-show argument because some people have different opinions, which is okay. That's why we're here. We're here to talk it out and stuff. But I'm going to open the floor to each of you. We all know that the best division in football resides in the NFC, and it's the NFC North.
We don't know about that.
Kyle, I know we're in agreement here. They've got three teams who are well above 500. You got the Vikings, who are looking decent. You have the Packers, who are a solid team. And you have the Lions, in my opinion, the best team in football. Now, Gabe, you make the argument otherwise that it's another division in football. So I'll let you start it out and just let everybody know the wrong opinion here. Go ahead.
Well, I still think it's the AFC North. The Bears, they've only won 4 games. Are they that much better than the Browns? No. And then we're looking at matchups, right? I was telling Kyle, if your mama's life is on the line, you are not taking the Vikings over the Bengals. If your mama's life is on the line. So
no, run it back, bro. You just said the Bears are not better than the Browns.
Not
that's
much.
Actually
not
wild.
Much.
No, that's actually wild.
It's really like if they play each other tomorrow, the line's going to be -1. So I don't know why you guys are acting crazy.
Bro, but we know the Bears are going to win.
I disagree. Browns beat the Ravens,
bro.
So they have a better win than the Bears.
That's a divisional rival.
Bro, Kyle Hamilton dropped the game.
But y'all gonna let me talk? Y'all gonna let me talk? Okay. Then we're moving on. If your mama's life is on the line, you're taking the Bengals over the Vikings. And then you got the Steelers versus the Packers. If your mama's life is on the line, you was taking the Steelers. And then the Lions have looked good, but they're overrated, and the Ravens and Lions are a wash. Bang, bang. That's how you clean it up. AFC North is still better.
Steelers have no offense. Even though y'all are 3-0 with Mr. Unlimited, it has no offense. No offense.
Hey, Kyle, and you know what's crazy? You're incorrect, because even when Jordan Love has been on the field, though, if we're comparing him to the Packers, when Jordan Love has been on the field, he has been very inconsistent and hasn't looked great. The Packers haven't looked great.
Okay, well, he had an injury. Okay, so let's cut him some slack.
I said when he's on the field, though. Like, I mean, that's if you're looking at what the product is.
And they're still 6-3,
and we're 7-3 or 7-2. So what is you saying?
I'm taking the Packers.
Plain
and simple.
I agree.
Hey, but the biggest point that they had an issue with is the Lions are dead overrated. The Lions straight up, I'm not scared about them personally, because you saw last week when they versed Houston, if they don't have the lead at the start, they're kind of cheats. They act like they have.
Get out of here! No. All right, I'm not.
They don't have a lead.
He threw 5 interceptions and they still won the game. That defense and Aaron Glenn shut them down in the second half.
Who hasn't shut down Houston Texans?
What, bro? Bro. They literally got their pieces back on offense. They got their pieces back on offense. You do not shut out a playoff contender in the second half and call them a bad team.
How the Colts did it then? If the Lions are so good, how the Colts do the same thing? Houston has looked terrible on offense.
Divisional rivalries are a completely different story.
Bro, what are you talking about?
You see each other twice a year, and that was the second time they played each other, and both games were good.
Tell me why. Okay, so the Lions, I'm clearly seeing if the Lions aren't able to run the ball consistently throughout the game. I know Kyle was watching that game because he's got all the Lions on his fantasy team, bum ass fantasy team, by the way.
Whooped that ass last week.
He got lucky. But regardless, it wasn't due to the Lions running backs. You know why, Kyle? Is because if they don't have the lead, the Lions aren't as big of a threat as they can be. Like, if they don't have a lead, they're not controlling.
They still won the game, and that's in a game that Jared Goff threw 5
what was it? 2012, 2013, something? Matt Ryan was the last quarterback to throw 5 picks and win a game.
Bro, Houston Texans have only won 2 games since Nico Collins got hurt. They look terrible.
Bro.
They look terrible.
Yeah, Kyle. All right, Kyle. So I'm going to go back to his point about the Steelers and the Packers, okay? Let's look at the Steelers' record. 7-2, and then, Kyle, clap along with me for how impressive this is, okay? October 13th, they played the Las Vegas Raiders. Let's go. That's a good W.
Hey, Baltimore lost
the following week, they played the New York Jets. Another great win. And then they played the New York Giants. Wow. 3 weeks in a row, you played 3 teams in the top 10 of this upcoming NFL draft. I mean, come on, dude. You lost to
You're talking about that, but we're going to find out quick about the Steelers. We literally have all our division opponents and the team.
Yes, we do. But I'm just saying, I'm taking the Packers over that.
Okay, cool. So because of their schedule, even though the Packers have lost games against bad teams already, like they've won games against mediocre teams. I don't know if they beat a good team yet this year.
I would beg to differ.
Who their own other than their own division? Who you?
They beat the Cardinals. I know the Cardinals are not that good, but they're better than the frickin' Raiders, Jets, and Giants. They hung in with the Texans and they beat them.
Beat the Rams.
Exactly, bro.
Your Super Bowl pick. Beat your Super Bowl pick.
Yeah, beat your Super Bowl pick, buddy.
How's yours doing, Kyle? And yours, Matt, if you want to talk crazy. Because I'm pretty sure.
Bengals are doing the best out of all 3 teams.
No, they're not. They're literally the same record as the Rams. So.
And y'all have one more win than my team, so I don't know why you're talking.
Get out of here. Nah, the Jets. That was wild. I called that from day one. That was wild.
I mean, that 49ers game, I saw flashes of greatness. They just got to piece it together.
Back on topic. I'm tired of y'all.
They got to piece it together.
If you want to bring up schedules, the Steelers are going to have the hardest schedule coming up. And realistically, bro, the NFC is still – people are like, oh, NFC's finally back. The NFC is not back. They're just playing against the NFC.
Bro, come on.
They're playing against the NFC.
The Cowboys and the 49ers are having down years. And it is still a better conference. Oh, let's talk about the AFC, all right? How are the Dolphins doing, okay? How are the Jets doing? Because they look like
they're been good. No, who cares?
Okay, but what about the Bengals?
Bills are straight. Bengals are probably the best team with a losing record in the entire NFL. And then you're looking at the rest of the people. Steelers got leveled up. Baltimore leveled up. Chiefs undefeated. And the Chiefs are Mickey Mouse too, if you want to get started on it. But either way, like all these teams that are elite are still elite in the AFC. The only conference that took a hit was the Colts, Texans, Jags. That conference took a major hit. Everywhere else,
and the AFC East, bruh. The Dolphins are supposed to be good. My Super Bowl pick was, bro. They got 3 wins, bro. In the AFC South, I do agree that whole division went like straight downhill because I thought that was going to be super competitive this year. It's really not, but. Bro, Lions, you cannot call them overrated, bro.
Bro, Gabe, every team in the NFC at least has 2 legitimate playoff contenders in every division. And you cannot call me crazy for that. The Bucs and the Falcons are 2 legitimate contenders. The Eagles and the Commanders, we just saw them last night. Those are both legitimate playoff contenders. You have 3 in the NFC North. And I don't care, like the 49ers are still a good team, the Rams are still a good team, and the Cardinals are a pretty good team. Even the Seahawks are a decent team on a good Sunday.
I mean, I'm not going to argue too much about that, but regardless, it's just difference in opinion. But I personally don't believe the NFC North has leveled up that much at all. Like you don't look at any offseason moves outside of the Falcons and maybe like 1 or 2 other teams I'm missing off the top of the head.
Well, okay, Vikings drafted very well. Their guy goes down, and
I was about to say Sam Darnold is doing
Sam
really
Darnold
good.
has led that team to 7 wins. Dallas Turner, great pickup in the draft. Packers get Josh Jacobs, who's been eating in fantasy and for the Packers. When was it Malik Willis came in for the Packers, threw for 50 yards, and they come out with a W because Josh Jacobs put the fucking team on his back. Like that's crazy. Commanders drafted very well. Jane Daniels. They're obviously eating. Like, bro, I could go on and on about each of these teams. The only teams that I know that didn't make moves, obviously, Panthers. Saints got Chase Young, but he ain't really doing much. Bears drafted well, but that's the Bears, and they're still one game below 500.
Yo, my Cowboys were all in. I just want y'all to know.
Cowboys are all in on.
We're all in on.
Don't keep blazing the NFC North. I'll be right back.
No, dude, I'm telling you, bro. Like that's
Bro,
the NFC.
The Lions are the best team in football. They are the best team in football, bro. Their 1-2 punch is so nasty. David Montgomery has like 122 carries, and then Gibbs has 121. Like that's one's a power back, one's elusive. That's just unstoppable.
Not to mention they have J-Mo and Amon Ra on each side of the football. Laporta. You got Laporta, and then Jared Goff. Outside of last week, he's been playing excellent football. I mean, he's got. I don't know if he has it anymore, but he had the highest passer rating in the NFL.
And Hutch goes down. They pick up Zadarius Smith.
Yep. So they made moves.
Like, come on, bro. You can't say they're trash when your quarterback throws 5 interceptions and they still win the football game.
I didn't say they were trash. I said they're overrated. Everybody's acting like they're stamped best team in the league. I completely disagree. If they were in that,
well, I'll tell you what, it's not the Chiefs.
5 teams.
The Chiefs are not a better football team than the
They are, though. They are.
No, Lions are more balanced overall. The Chiefs just have a good offense. Their defense just ain't it this year, bro.
Vice versa. Vice versa, bro. Their defense has carried them.
Well, then
also, if your defense, the reason the Chiefs are going to be all right, they're overrated. Like they're not undefeated record like they have. They're not that good. But regardless, if you have Patrick Mahomes on offense, who gives a damn how good your offense is? Because when the game's on the line, you're taking Patrick Mahomes no matter who he's throwing to. So I think they're fine. They're better than the Lions. I think the Ravens are clearly better than the Lions. I think, honestly, Steelers are probably looking better than the Lions, in my opinion.
That's crazy.
Bro,
Okay.
The Lions haven't passed the ball. Lions have not passed the ball well this
year. I'm about to mute you. All right? I'm about to mute your mic.
People are forgetting, bro. Then you're going to have to switch to the new topic because I will stand on business with this one. The Lions will be first-round exits. They'll get that bye, and then they'll get bounced. Because I honestly like more teams in the honestly, I like a few more teams in the NFC better than the Lions.
No, bro.
Niners get healthy. Their defense is
because Dan Campbell learned his lesson in the NFC Championship. Once your nuts get too heavy, you cannot gamble like that. He learned his lesson.
You can't go for it on 4th down every time.
Yeah, you can't, dude. It's 4th and 8, and you could take a field goal, but you're going for it. Like he learned his lesson, dude.
Gabe, they made the NFC Championship in their first playoff appearance since 2014.
Yep. And they've been on a good streak this season, but honestly, they didn't make any additions. Like
Zadarius Smith.
Yeah, they just got Zadarius Smith.
Bro, Zadarius Smith is 85, bro. Nobody's worried about him.
They lose Hutch, and you get Zadarius Smith.
So they got worse, is what you're telling me. You're telling me they got worse? Okay.
But
Zadarius Smith isn't Hutch, but that's a pretty damn good replacement.
That's a good upgrade.
I wouldn't say upgrade.
No, not upgrade from Hutch. Not upgrade from Hutch. No, upgrade from what they had before.
Once they lost Hutch, their defense got significantly worse. And you can mention the addition to the pass rusher. But regardless, I don't think the main factor that I learned from the Texans game and already knew it is if the Lions aren't ahead, their offense is completely different. And if you have to go back to Jared Goff to win the game, especially in the playoffs, Jared Goff's not that guy, bud. He's not that good. He's not a top 10 quarterback. And if you have to rely on him instead of David Montgomery and Gibbs, you're cooked. You're not doing nothing.
But they still won the game.
The Texans without Nico Collins, am I wrong though? Have the Texans without Nico Collins not looked terrible on offense? Kyle, I know you've been paying attention to the fantasy.
Hey, to be fair, I've had CJ Stroud on my fantasy team all year. He has not dropped more than 23.
And you know when he did? With Nico Collins.
Once! He dropped over 21 times.
With Nico.
Okay. I'm looking at defense stats right here. The Lions and the Steelers are literally right next to each other every time. Steelers are ahead, but barely, dude. Barely. Rush defense. They are allowing 87 yards a game, 7 touchdowns. Lions a little bit worse, 100 yards, 9 touchdowns a game. Scoring defense, Steelers are low-key insane on defense. 16 points allowed, 15 touchdowns. Lions, 19 points, 15 touchdowns. No, excuse me, 17 touchdowns.
What about turnovers?
Red zone defense, both of them, 44%. Third down defense, the Lions are the best in the league. Touchdowns.
Takeaways is what I'm saying. Takeaways.
It's not.
Okay, to be fair, they went against the Cowboys for one where Dak Prescott made embarrassing plays. It was still a good play by the defense, but still, it was worse on the offense. I mean, you guys capitalized. I guess.
Kyle, we'd be undefeated. We'd be undefeated if our starter had been playing the whole year, but we had our backup. You feel me? We had our backup.
Do not say Fields is your
He's our backup. What do you mean? No, don't say it. He's literally our backup.
Nah.
No.
He's literally a backup.
Bro, what did you say when
Russ could have started week 1?
Well, no, he was hurt. But he was our backup.
Nah, bro. Nah, you
always
wanted Russell to start. You always wanted Russell to start.
On everything, you can ask Rodney, and yes, I did. So.
Nah, bro. You always wanted Russ.
But Fields wasn't that bad.
No, he's not. He's one of the best backups in the league, but he is a backup.
Oh.
What do you mean? If he's literally the backup quarterback, how the hell is he not a backup, Matt? That don't make no sense. He's literally...
He started the season when Russ was healthy.
No, he wasn't healthy. He was literally hurt. What are you talking about? He was actually hurt. He was on injury reserve. Until, like, the game before he came back when he was, like, you know, when they be sitting him but said emergency QB. That's the only time that he was healthy.
Takeaways, Lions are tied second in the league with interceptions.
With the Steelers?
Steelers, y'all have...
Branch has been going crazy on the
Y'all have 10 interceptions. The Lions have 13. Y'all have 142 yards. Lions have 116.
I think we got more takeaways just because of forced fumbles. I don't know.
Well, okay, then I could look up fumbles then.
Yeah,
Lions have 8 forced fumbles, 4 recoveries. Steelers have 8 forced 6 recoveries.
Okay. And we would have 10 if it wasn't for them sleazy refs in week 1.
So, like, bro, they're pretty close.
But either way, we're not talking about
Hutch is down.
I don't know how
Hutch is down.
No, because you said this. You take the Steelers over the Lions, and that's blasphemy. Right?
It's facts, though. Like if you're really breaking down the teams, bro, people are acting like Jared Goff is this savior. Jared Goff is barely top 15. Barely.
Bro, do you not realize last year they were the top 3 offense in the NFL? He threw for almost 4,500
Jared Goff
yards.
is in a very similar situation to what Brock Purdy was in last year, and he is performing at in my opinion, a better rate than Brock Purdy performed at. Outside of last week, he was in the MVP discussion. He had the highest passing percentage in the NFL, highest completion percentage,
He
which
went
was
perfect.
around 75%, if I'm not mistaken.
Matt, Matt, just sorry to cut you off, but I couldn't have said it any better. Jared Goff and Brock Purdy are the same QB. Thank you very much. You're cooking right now. I agree with you.
But I'm just saying, like again, it's what Brock Purdy got bashed for last year. It's like, dude, he's playing excellent football. Again, they lost the game he threw 5 picks last week, but they still won the game. Mm-hmm. If he cleans that up, they're skating past.
Before last week, his touchdown to interception ratio, he had 16, or I don't know how many touchdowns he threw in that game, but he had 4 interceptions. And let me see how many he threw in that game.
Last week?
Yeah. No, not interceptions, touchdowns.
But regardless, like, Jared Goff is a good QB. I'm not going to say he's a great QB.
14-4. Touchdown to interception ratio. Bro, and he went perfect. What are you going in that game? Like 20-something for 20-something?
I think it was 29 for 29?
Yeah.
Gabe, I don't know, bro.
I know it's a hot take, but like I'm gonna stand on business. When the Lions are losing the game, they won't be able to come back like they did against the Texans, who had one of the worst offenses right now, because they don't have Stephon Diggs and don't have Nico Collins. It's literally Joe Mixon, and that's it. Like, what do
You got Tank Dell.
and
You got Dalton.
Tank Dell got shots in the offseason. He still ain't.
Okay, so did Brian Robinson Jr.
Yeah,
And so did
He
Ricky
still scored
Pearsall.
touchdowns.
That's another year
Ricky
removed.
Pearsall. Yo, you're saying Ricky Pearsall caught a 46-yard touchdown on Sunday. You're gonna say that what? He got shot?
Ricky ain't.
That is
Ricky
no
ain't no
excuse.
threat, bro.
Bro, he got shot in the chest.
More of a reason why he's not a threat.
No, all right.
He's still in recovery, bro. But either way, you're acting like, okay, let's be real though. Tank Dell has not performed this year, and they lost both their receivers. The Texans getting back at the Texans, coming back was not a big deal, bro. Like their offense was literally non-existent. They begged them to come back in that game. It's not like the defense looked great that game. It was the offense looking terrible on the Texans, and that's why.
Dude, what do you have against the Lions, bro? You
Well, I don't have
give them
anything.
no
People are saying
credit.
they're the best team in the NFL.
They
I think
are.
they're top
They
five,
are the most
but they're
well-rounded
like
team
fringe
in the
top
NFL. Great coaching staff, good offense, good defense, good special teams. They're
Great
the
kicker.
most
Who won the
well-rounded.
See, like, bro, even like them and the Packers are like damn near even to me. Like,
What?
They got a solid offense, and then the defense.
Bro, Dan Campbell, right before kickoff, he has his players ready to run through a brick wall. And that just translates to the gridiron.
He
dude.
has me ready to run through a brick
Yeah,
wall.
bro, did you not see that video? He goes, hey, guys, teams, they're getting better each week. They're getting stronger. They're getting faster. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to drag their ass out to the abyss, and then we're going to fucking drown them in the water. We're going to win football games. And what does Jared Goff do? He goes out there, goes perfect, wins the fucking football game.
Gabe, I'm gonna send this to Dan Campbell, and he's gonna bite your kneecap.
Yeah, dude, both kneecaps are about to be gone.
Tell Danny Boy to meet me at the line in Oklahoma, bro. I ain't scared of no Dan Campbell. Hey,
Wow.
I'll look
He was a tight end, bro.
I'll be like,
he's about to
Dan
run
Campbell.
your ass over.
I'll be like, hey, Dan Campbell. You remember when you only had 3 wins your first year? Little bum. I ain't forget about that team, bro. Like,
Dude,
Jared Goff is.
you're not doing that.
I'm gonna get y'all gonna have to cut me off so we can quit talking about this. But I do not believe the Lions are as good as people say. They act like they're the undisputed best team in the NFL. They're top 5, maybe, but like they're not like better than everyone else, bro. If anything, you can argue the Ravens are better than everyone else.
Okay, Kyle, I don't think we're changing his mind, but
Yeah.
let's actually give him the floor again. Let's hop into Gabe's game.
Oh, finally.
All right, Gabe. Pretty big weekend coming up here. We have a very interesting fight tonight, actually. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Everybody's been very interested in that for a long time now, and then UFC 309 following. So we got a packed weekend. Hopefully, you can get this one right.
Yes, sir. I'm just gonna stick with the main events, man. These fights are just too amazing. If it was 7 years ago, your boy would have been, I would have been feeling crazy. I would have been so lit if this was 7 years ago to see John Jones versus Stipe, and then Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Obviously, 7 years ago, I don't even know what Jake Paul was doing boxing-wise. I don't think he even started. But regardless, I will give my picks. But first, I know Abercrombie watches fights. My boy Kyle. I want to know what the public opinion is on Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. Tell me, Kyle.
Give me Jake. Round 3 KO.
Ooh. Okay. So that's
What's
a lot of
your
people.
KO?
A lot of people are saying like the betting lines are all Jake Paul, but the public is backing Mike Tyson because of the love for him. And I just think it's one of those fights. I think Mike Tyson, sadly, is going to be looking similar to Ben Askren. I don't think he'll even do like what Tyron Woodley did. I think Mike Tyson gets put out in the first, second round, and I think it's like effortlessly easy. I don't think Mike Tyson is going to land one punch to the gut or the liver, and people are going to be like, oh, he has a chance. And then that's right when he's going to get clipped with the left hook. Like, I have almost zero faith in Mike Tyson, and it really does pain me to say this, but I genuinely think Mike Tyson doesn't belong in a ring, for one, against a pro athlete anymore, but for two, against a young. And Jake Paul should be ranked in top rank boxing. He should be ranked.
Did this dude just call Jake Paul a professional athlete?
Professional athlete. Not only he's a top 20. He's a top 20 cruiserweight in the world to me. So I think he murders Mike Tyson.
Top 20 is kind of crazy, not gonna lie. But we are on the same page here. Jake, my whole thing with him is he needs to. I get what he's doing, fighting retired fighters and fighters just not like UFC guys and guys out of their prime. I get what he's doing with that, but he needs to fight more guys like Tommy Fury. And that was a good fight. I was very invested in that fight. But he needs to fight real boxers.
And I see that point, but people forget that he actually did do that for the past 3 fights before.
He did. You are right.
He first boxers. One was undefeated, set better record than Jake's technically, and then the other two. I mean, he's done it the boxer way too and had success. It's just other than the Tommy Fury fight.
But that one guy, dude, he hasn't boxed in like almost 10 years, and it showed, dude. He got the 3-piece chicken tenders and a Coke to drink, bruh. It was bad.
But I also think once Jake Paul knocks out Mike Tyson easily, not only does obviously that look good on your record. I mean, not many people have beat Mike Tyson in a pro fight. But for two, it gives him that. I feel like people were starting to like Jake a little too much. And I feel like this gives him that villain arc right back. So people won't just be like, I kind of like him. He's cool. He needs to face a boxer. And then he knocks out Mike Tyson, and I feel like the hate levels are going to just be rising to an all-time high. But that's what I got for the first round of Gays Gambles. I'll say, what should we stick with, Kyle? You feeling round 2? We meet you in the middle and call it for Gays Gambles? Round 2 knockout for Jake Paul. I think he gets a knockout.
Book it.
We're booking that one. And obviously Jake's got the odds, so I like the round pick for boxing especially. You can get some pretty good odds on that. All right. Now, boys, we got the heavyweight goats. I mean, I spoke about it earlier with you guys. If we had this fight, I said 7 years ago, but realistically, even 5-6 years ago, bro, your boy, MMA geek, you know what I'm saying? I'd be living immaculate. But now we're waiting on older fighters of these or versions of these fighters. But regardless, it's the actual GOAT versus the heavyweight GOAT, in my opinion, with Stipe and Jon Jones. And this is one of those fights. If Jon can't take down Stipe, it's going to be a huge problem. Like, not even a little problem, because I believe Stipe and Jon are pretty even on the striking. But if Jon can't take him down, this could be a 5-round war where Stipe could have a good chance just being used to that heavyweight division. But the other outcome is what I think is going to happen. And I think Jon Jones gets this done early and easily. I think he either TKOs him or submits him in round 1. Stipe hasn't fought in 4 years. People talk about ring rust. They just ignore it for this fight, the way they've been trying to market this fight continuously. 4 years for Stipe is crazy long. We saw Jon Jones come back from 3 years and look amazing. But that's just a different beast, a different animal, in my opinion. There's a reason Jon Jones is the greatest fighter of all time. And I think he gets him done in round 1. So we're looking at Jake Paul round 2, Jon Jones round 1. Early night on both of them, but, man, it's going to be fun, boys.
Okay, so if your prediction is correct, okay,
talk to me
about Jon Jones. Where does he go from here? Because there's a lot of speculation, Gabe. You know, there's a lot of speculation of what he does after this fight. So I want to pick your brain here.
I'm gonna tell you what I think he does and why it's lame. But then you guys can give me a perspective. I don't know if you guys have been caught up in the drama. But Jon Jones said he wouldn't fight Tom Aspinall, who's the current interim heavyweight champion, the clear guy to step up. And you know why he doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall? Because that's a hard fight. And I don't know who wins that fight personally. But he wants to fight Alex Pereira. Dana came out and said he wouldn't give him Alex Pereira. He says he has to fight Tom. But I don't think you pass up on literally a cash cow of a fight with Jon Jones and Alex. Alex is growing his fan base continuously. I think what happens, I wish you would fight Tom. Let me clarify. I wish you would fight Tom because I think Tom can actually beat him and solidify himself as the greatest in the heavyweight division and potentially of all time. But I think Jon takes a year, 2 years off. Alex Pereira continues to fight, continues to not really verse that many grapplers because there's not a lot of grapplers in the light heavyweight division. And I think Alex and Jon Jones get that super fight at either heavyweight or just a catch weight. And Jon also dismantles that man easily at 40 years old. That's what I think. I don't know.
40, bro?
2 years from now, he's 40.
Bro, GSP did the same thing, bro. Took some time off, came back. Michael Bisping called him out, went out there and just mopped the floor with him and took the
But,
belt
dude,
and retired.
Look, I know how great John Jones is, but Gabe, 2 years off at 38. I mean, come on.
I mean,
Like,
we
2 years
saw,
off, and then you're gonna say he's gonna win at 40?
but that's what they said. He took 3 or 4 years off, came up to heavyweight, similar to GSP, like Kyle said. That was an amazing shout, by the way. But 3-4 years off, he came to the heavyweight division. What did he do, man? He submitted Ciryl Gane in literally 2 minutes. 2 minutes, brother. 2 minutes. 3-4 years off.
Okay.
Nobody does that unless your name is John Jones.
Bro, John, this guy was a week before every fight. He was banging 8-gram rocks of cocaine and then whooping Hall of Famers' ass the next weekend. Like, DC, dude, I watch their first 2 fights all the time. DC is a great wrestler. He's an Olympic wrestler. Went to college for it. Very good. John Jones made him his bitch for 2 fights, dude. The first fight, he was toying with him. He was body slamming him, just making him know, like, I am better than you. Second fight, John was like, you know what? I'm kind of done playing with my food. Here's a head kick. Pieced him right in the head, dude. DC doesn't know what's going on, kicks his feet from under him, and just beat the living piss out of him. Like, and he was the youngest champion ever. Beat, like, who did he take the belt from? It was, I know his face.
Was it Lyoto Machida or was it
No.
Brazilian? It was definitely Brazilian.
I
don't know, but regardless, he was the youngest champion, and he's still been the greatest of all. Like, bro, he's shown he's the greatest of all time. I wish he took on Aspinall just because that'd be kind of giving back to what all those greats did before him. But, man, I will say, it's a great feeling knowing we have a John Jones fight this weekend. Like,
No, I definitely.
Like, it's a good feeling.
Shogun, by the way.
Shogun Rua, yep, another Brazilian. I mean, yeah, like you said, Kyle, he's been one of the greatest for a long, long time now. So I'm just exhilarated. We get to finally see a John Jones fight, and hopefully he fights Aspinall after this, but doubt it.
John did say, leading up to this fight, after this, John is only entertained in like super fights, because he's just like, yo, like. They just made the 12-6 legal, so he's trying to get that loss off his record because technically that's his only loss. But if you watch that fight, it's an absolute abomination. John kills that, literally kills that dude. But John said he's only entertained in super fights, so that's either like we wanted Francis Ngannou, but he's in PFL, I think.
Yeah.
So it's either Alex Pereira, maybe Izzy. I don't know. That'll be crazy. Izzy goes up to light heavyweight. John goes down, meet in the middle. That'll be crazy. I think he needs to fight Tom. Because Tom, that would be crazy, bro. But
yeah, I mean, he says Tom's not worthy, but he's had 6 first-round finishes against top.
No, Tom is worthy. Like Tom is a very good fighter. He's really good,
bro. You got any final notes on that, Matt? I know you're a bit of a casual, but everybody has to tune into it, John Jones.
I don't know, dude. I think I've disagreed with you enough. All I know, dude, is that Father Time is undefeated. I think John Jones wins it, and I think he calls it a career. I don't even think he does anything. I don't think he does a super fight. I mean, I think he goes out, you know, and obviously Kyle, like you said, if he can wipe that loss off of his record, I think that's going to play a big indicator. I don't know how that works, but if he does get that loss off his record, he is undefeated. If I'm him, I win this weekend, I fight for that cause, and I ride off in the sunset.
Not a bad idea. Honestly, can't be mad at any of those takes because realistically, who knows with John Jones? So,
right. I mean, the dude's crazy, but he is a champ. So, all right, boys, that's gonna be it for today's Friday episode. But
emotions were high today, man.
Yeah, I think this was a heated one. You know, we've had a lot of casual, conversations in the past, but it's always good. It's always good for to learn stuff. How wrong you are, but I think we saw good sides. I think Gabe was on one side of the fence, I was on one side of the fence, and then Kyle was like back and forth, between both segments. So
Yeah, dude, it was
felt
fun.
Felt like a 2-on-1 handicap match for the first half of this, but it was still fun regardless. I had to get that take out there. I mean, I know it's a hot take, but
it is hot, yeah. So I'm glad you know where you're standing. But all right, fellas, that's gonna do it for today's episode. Kyle, break us down.
All right, guys. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Check out our social medias down in the description below. Guys, hope you had a good Friday. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.